Hello and welcome to our January Challenge 2025. How did it get to this time again? This is our 10th year of running challenge months. We began in November 2015, and after feedback we realised that November was a very busy time for a lot of people, and so it transferred, and the next one was January in 2017, and then we have done one every year since then, and last year of course we did two. So this is our 10th year celebration of doing this. We have a fabulous piece for you. Like last year, we're going to do a January and a January, so one piece this month for taking us about 10-11 days, and then one piece in June, which after feedback from last year seemed to go down really well and felt much more manageable and more engageable with, which was great. We have a brilliant piece. This piece is by the fabulous Wendy Stewart. Wendy is a Scottish harpist, composer, arranger, fabulous musician, lovely woman to boot. And this piece is called Fish Feish. Now, as you can imagine, there is a story behind that title. We will get to that at another point, but I can tell you that Feish is Gaelic and it means festival. It's not about a fish festival, just so you know. We will find out more about that. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to play it all the way through. Don't be daunted by any of it, because Wendy has very kindly provided 3 versions of this. So there are easier versions, simpler lines that you can play that fit in together, making this a lovely piece to play as an ensemble. I will play it all the way through, and then together today we will look at the first line, which actually is a lovely gentle intro into the whole piece. Okay, here we go. I will talk you through it a lot more after this playthrough. I always feel like I ought to record this video last when I've done all the work with you on it, because I will be able to play that so much better as well by the time that we together get on to our sort of 10th, 11th day. Well done. Okay, so that is the piece. It's fun, isn't it? It can go faster again. It probably flows a little bit better, a little bit faster too. But I didn't want to make it too much. Okay, so we are going to have a look then at our first line together. Now, what you'll notice is that we have this F note. We're in 3 flats, by the way. So for my harp, which is tuned to E flat, that's all my levers off. Really nice, because it's at its most resonant when there's no levers on. So we have this F played all the way up here. And because it's quite steady, quite slow, you could just do that with finger 2, or you could choose to alternate between finger 2 and 3 if you really wanted to. The big thing, if you're going to do that, is to make sure that there is a consistency of sound between those 2 fingers. Because it is one note that we are repeating, it's really important that we make it sound as good as we possibly can. Okay, so lovely elbows out, nice thumb up out the way, and then let it really bend into the hand, and then you'll make a much richer sound. And then when you go back onto the string, be firm, really mean it, so that we don't get sort of a buzzy sound. It doesn't tend to buzz as much up the top of the harp as it does on the strings that have a bigger sort of wave to them as they vibrate. But just really mean it. And get so that you don't need to look at it. Look away as you play it. And then the next thing to work on is to play it as quietly but as beautifully as you can. And then gradually make each one a tiny bit louder than the one that came before, but still sounding beautiful and not harsh. Okay, so again, always taking it all the way into your palm for that lovely big sound. Okay, so that's what the right hand is up to. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars where you're playing F on every beat, and then in the last bar we just have 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a minim or a half note to end there at the very end. Okay, that's the same in the easier version, and then in the easiest version, rather than playing these crotchets or quarter notes, we have semibreves or whole notes. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And again, each one needs to be louder than the one that came before. And because it's got all that time, you could actually do a nice little move away with your hand and then come back on. And again, sort of a little relax, pluck and then relax and then pluck and then relax. Okay, which is a really nice thing to do. And again, making each one a little bit louder than the first. And there will be a skill when you're playing as a group to make that crescendo, that getting louder, sort of even between the whole group and feel it as a group. The left hand comes in bar 5, also with Fs. In the full version, it is on an octave, and I would do it with an open palm like this. So not down like this, because we want to actually do a damp on the little rest that's in there. So we'll have a nice open hand, and then we get that percussive effect. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, and it's okay to even hear a little bit of a hit there. It would be okay. Yeah, because that's part of what happens. And then you can let that ring out. And it's okay to let that ring into the next bar. You don't particularly have to damp there. But where there's little rests between these chords, we want to feel that and hear that. Okay? If you're playing the easier version or the easiest, it's just 2 Fs. However, I would still do it with an open hand, and I would still play it with your thumb. So these fingers then will push onto the strings. So pushing onto these wire strings down here, and then pluck it like that. Bum, bum. And notice I'm still taking it over. I'm still having somewhere to aim for. The fingers don't bounce off the metal strings. They stay on, and I just pull away a bit. Okay, if I do that through the strings for you to see what I'm doing, it's a bit like that. I'm exaggerating a bit, but okay. It's not something we do with the right hand, but the left hand there. And that allows me to do the similar version of a damp, like that. Yeah? And if you're playing in a group, it also looks like you're playing exactly the same as those playing the fuller version, which is quite nice too. Okay, so then it's just a matter of getting that timing and pulling it in together. Now, this kind of it's got a jazzy swing kind of feel to it. Okay, so we can be quite late with that second note in that left hand. So we kind of go 1, 2, and dum. It's dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, bum, ba dum, ba dum, ba dum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So on the and there. Okay, and then it's just pulling that all together. Okay, so we start with our lovely hand up here. You can have this hand ready, or you can bring it in when the time feels right, so long as it doesn't hold up or upset your top hand at all. So you might leave it on ready, or you might wait and then bring it in. Okay, and we have these Fs, so I'll count you in. I'm going to take it nice and steady. I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. After 4, 2, 3, 4. Nice and quiet. Just getting a little bit louder, but not too loud because we've got a long way to go. Bar 3. Coming up for bar 4. Left hand getting ready if it's not already. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2. Ready with the left again. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And well done. Okay, so fairly straightforward to think about today, but nice for getting in the vibe. It's going to be a lot busier after this line, so take it as a nice gentle start. I will do a play along video where I will put some of the other bits in as well, and I will see you tomorrow when we get into the thick of the tune. Okay, thank you for joining us. Well done.